Hey everyone, and welcome. Browserling is a fantastic tool for a quick test, but what happens when you need, well, more? Today we're going to dive into the best Browserling alternatives out there, helping you find the perfect tool for whatever job you've got. Let's get right into it.
Does this look familiar? I bet it does. You're right in the zone, deep into testing a new feature or checking a layout, and then, boom, session over. That 3-minute leash on Browserlink's free plan is probably the #1 reason people start looking for something else.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll quickly unpack why you might need to look beyond Browserlink. Then, we'll explore 3 different worlds: tools for professional-grade testing, tools for privacy and managing multiple accounts, and of course, some great free and self-hosted options. Finally, we'll tie it all together to help you pick the perfect tool for you.
All right, let's start with the why. Look, Browserlink is handy for a quick glance, no doubt. But the second your work gets a little more serious, you start bumping into its limits pretty fast.
This right here is the heart of the matter. What if you need to test on an iPhone or an Android, where, let's be honest, most people are browsing these days? Or what if you need to log into a complex app, and you can't afford to start from scratch every 3 minutes? And in today's world, what about privacy? What about protecting your digital fingerprint? These are the real-world problems that push us to find better solutions. Okay, so our first stop is for the pros. We're talking developers, QA engineers, and anyone who needs to be absolutely sure their website works perfectly, everywhere, on every device imaginable. Just let that number sink in for a second. Over 3,500. And we're not talking about simulations or emulators here. BrowserStack gives you access to a massive cloud of actual iPhones, Androids, Windows PCs, and Macs. It's a completely different league of testing. So in this space, you've got 2 heavyweights, BrowserStack and Lambda Test. The way to think about it is this. BrowserStack is the go-to for big enterprise teams. When a bug on some obscure Samsung phone could cost you serious money, you go with their massive device library. Lambda Test, on the other hand, is an amazing choice for smaller teams, startups, or freelancers. It's super powerful, has a really generous free tier, and is just more budget-friendly. All right, let's switch gears completely. What if your goal has nothing to do with website testing? What if you need to manage different online identities? Or you just want to browse the web with real privacy? This is where a whole different class of tools shines. Now, to really get why these next tools are so important, you have to understand this concept: browser fingerprinting. It's kind of creepy, actually. Websites can figure out who you are even without cookies, just by looking at tiny details your browser gives away, like the fonts you have installed, your screen size, your time zone. All these little things combine to create a digital signature that's uniquely yours, allowing them to track you. So the tools that fight back against this are often called anti-detect browsers. And the 3 big names you really need to know are Send.Win, GoLogin, and Multi-Login. Each one is built to help you create and manage separate, untraceable browser profiles. This breakdown makes it super clear. Send.Win is awesome because it's all in the cloud, nothing to install, perfect for jumping on from any computer. GoLogin hits that perfect sweet spot. It's affordable, has a free plan for 3 profiles, and even has an Android app. Then you've got Multi-Login. This is the enterprise-grade heavy hitter. It uses its own custom-built browsers to defeat even the most advanced tracking, but yeah, it's got a price tag to match. But hey, what if you're on a tight budget? Or maybe you're a do-it-yourself kind of person who wants total control. Don't worry, we've got you covered. Let's look at the options that cost little to nothing. For anyone who loves to run their own tech, Cosm Workspaces is just phenomenal. It's an open-source project that lets you run totally isolated browsers in Docker containers right on your own server. You get the ultimate control, the ultimate security, and the best part, the community edition is totally free. And for the I have literally zero budget option, you just can't beat Firefox multi-account containers. It's a free extension straight from Mozilla that neatly separates your cookies into different tabs. It's perfect for keeping your work and personal accounts separate. But, and this is a big but, all those tabs still share your one IP address and your one browser fingerprint. So it's for organization, not for real privacy. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So how in the world do you actually pick the right tool for you? Well, it all comes down to one simple question. What are you actually trying to do? I love this analogy because it's just so perfect. There's no single best tool. The best tool is the one that's built for the exact job you have in front of you. So let's make this super practical. Okay, scenario 1.
Your main goal, the one thing you have to do today, is see how your new website looks and feels on a real iPhone.
The answer is simple. You need to reach into the professional testing category. You're heading straight for Browser Stack or Lambda Test to get on their real device cloud. No question. All right, different job. You're a social media manager. You have to handle 10 different client accounts, and the last thing you want is for them to get linked together and banned.
In that case, you're grabbing a tool from the Privacy and Multiple Accounts category. You're looking at Send.Win for that easy cloud access, or Go Login for a solid, budget-friendly option. And for our last scenario, a super common one, you just want a simple, free way to keep your personal shopping separate from your work email without having to open a whole new browser. And here, your best bet is in that free category. Firefox multi-account containers will do that job beautifully. Or, if you're a bit more techie, Chasm is your powerhouse self-hosted option. You see, it all boils down to this one single idea. The best alternative truly depends on what you need to do. Figure out your job first, and the right tool practically chooses itself. And that's the question I want to leave you with. Take a second and really think about it. Is the browser you're using every day actually helping you get your work done, or is it holding you back? Finding the right tool can make all the difference. Thanks so much for joining me.